Welcome to the Intuitive Therapist Podcast with Janis Cohen, therapist, clairvoyant, empath, and medium. Listen in as she takes a no-nonsense deep dive into real human struggles and how to resolve them. Janis will share channeled information from her spirit guide team, as well as the angels and archangels, to help you master your emotional, physical, financial, and spiritual destiny. And now, Janis R. Cohen.
Hey y'all, this is Janis Cohen, the Intuitive Therapist here on the Intuitive Therapist Podcast. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I want to talk to you today about a concept that I feel like for most people seems pretty elusive, and it's abundance. And I want to talk to you about how to summon abundance in your life. And depending on your life circumstances, you have a specific definition, most likely, of what abundance means for you. It's either kind of like really ethereal, the concept for you, abundance, or it's quite specific. Most people would immediately associate abundance with money. Others who aren't concerned about their finances, they might believe that abundance is having loving relationships with friends and family members, good health, sound mind, healthy body, basic needs met for food, water, shelter, clothing, a strong spiritual connection, are other things that people identify as examples of abundance. Why is the definition of abundance, though, different for so many people? To me, it seems plain to see. Abundance is directly connected to what we value most and what we fear most not having. We're graced with the polarity of experiences in life, right? The good, the bad, the light, the dark, the beautiful, the ugly, the rich, the poor. I mean, we could go on and on and on and on. And so we're able to experience one and the other basically because we can compare what one feels like to the other. And when we have something that feels good, we want more of it. And when we lose something or we realize that we're without something and that something is something we want more of, like love, connection, significance, money, opportunity, joy, fulfillment, peace of mind, excitement, the meeting of our basic needs. We tell ourselves that if we only had those things, we'd feel abundant and our lives would feel whole and complete. When you think about the word abundant or abundance, what comes to the top of your mind? Here's the thing I want you to think about as I talk with you today, that there is something else that deep beneath our goal of experiencing abundance in some or all aspects of our lives, we are actually striving for something else. And I'm going to reveal what that something else is later on. But first, let's look at a little bit more closely the idea of abundance. The meaning of abundance is all relative, isn't it? Parents might consider abundance as having good relationships with the children and healthy children. Children might consider social success, social acceptance, and fitting in as what defines abundance for them. Someone who is trying to improve their body image might believe that reaching their goal weight is abundance. I think most of us, if we're truly honest with ourselves, would say that achievement in anything isn't really abundance. The high of those moments goes away after we've achieved them, right? And we're left, yet again, with another goal to reach. In my opinion, what most people would consider abundance isn't arriving at a place of accomplishment. Rather, feeling abundant can be best described as having a deep-seated feeling of peace of mind and freedom. This is at the crux of why each of us is on the endless search for abundance in our lives. All we really want to feel, y'all, is to feel completely unencumbered by the stresses that we have in our lives and to be able to, without worry, concern, or obligation, be able to fully indulge in life and not suffer any consequences as a result. I'm going to say it again. All we really want is to feel completely unencumbered by the stresses that we have in our lives, and to be able to, without worry, concern, or obligation, be able to fully indulge in life and not suffer any consequences as a result. Does this make sense to you? When you say you want more money, let's say that's what you want, what is the energy that you're aligning with to get that money? The actual energy of what you want is really already here. But where does your attention go? Does it go to the lack of what's in your life? Or does it go to the knowingness that whatever it is that you want is literally right around the corner? You know, I've spoken a lot about how everything is energy. And when our vibrations match up with everything or with anything, we bring more of that about in our lives. So suffice it to say that if you're in search of abundance, if that's what you want, which really is the search for freedom from stress and negativity, then it would make sense that you would need to get your mind, your energy, and your vibration in a better place. You would need to get your mind in a place of certainty. You would need to get your energy in a place of certainty. You would need to get your vibration in a place of certainty that what you want already exists, and that all you need to do is do the due diligence to bring it about. Nothing comes easy. Nothing good comes easy. Anybody that is worth their salt, who has accomplished anything in their lives, they've put in the work. They've created their abundance. We're all connected to infinity and the totality of everything already. But most of us feel separated from that sense of totality and infinite existence. Why is that? Why do we feel so separate? We feel so separate, and that is why we are in search of something more. Something that will give us the sense that all is well in our worlds and that we're on the right path, that everything is okay. Somehow when we have an abundance of something, even if it's Oreo cookies in a cookie jar, I have enough. I have enough to last me for a little while. When we feel as though we're on the right path, we get a feeling for what what it feels like to connect with the totality of everything. When we're on the right path, we're plugged in. We stop trying so hard. We're able to move more easily and manifest what we want. Our relationships seem easier. We handle conflict from a place of love and compassion, and we actually, in all honesty, we don't see anything that would be conflictual. We see it as an opportunity to be able to work through something, rather than from a place of anger or arrogance, right? We have a sense of certainty about the universe and our purpose in it. We feel whole and complete simply because we are actually connected to who we truly are, which is already whole and complete. And nothing and no one can ever take our wholeness and completeness away. But when we lose connection with ourselves, with the truth of who we really are, then we assume that we're separate from all that is, and we then yearn for what we believe is just out of reach. I pray all of the time, y'all, not just because there are things that I want or when things are going badly or in a way that I don't want them to go, but I pray because I want to keep my connection with God, with Source. And prayer is one of the ways that I do that. And recently I've added something to my prayers that for a very long time I omitted, and that is to say this, this or something else, this or something better, after I've prayed or submitted my request. The reason why I add that at the end of a prayer is because I don't want to put my own limitations on what I want to call in. And while I do pray for specific things, I pray for the health of my family and friends, people in my life that I care about. I pray for progress. I pray for the resolution of the challenges in this world and lots of other things. But I add that at the end because, like I said, I don't want to put my own limitations on my prayers. And I do very much want to experience the limitlessness of what is in store for me, the abundance. And I don't want to do anything to block the vastness of what will come my way if I put a period at the end of the sentence. So I say this or something better, this or something more. So if you pray, add that. Remember, you can be specific in your prayer requests, but leave it open-ended at the end. What I know for sure is that every time I have been at the end of a cycle, be it end of a job or a professional cycle, or personally, I could never have imagined what would show up on the other side of that ending. In other words, I couldn't have imagined what the something new was. And what shows up is infinitely better than and much more expansive than what I could have possibly imagined. And each and every time, I really am blown away when it becomes real. When have you experienced this in your life? When you have experienced an ending of some sort, ending of a season, ending of a project, ending of a job, ending of a friendship, ending of a relationship, the ending of any kind of phase in your life. When have you experienced the other side of it, where new doors open? I remember reading something that said, don't just pray for help when the door is open or closed, but pray and thank Source where you're in the hallway waiting. It's so true. And I just love that idea of what you do in the hallway. We need prayer most when we are in the hallway waiting for another door to open and another opportunity to show up so that we can move forward in our lives. Living in the space of waiting is pretty difficult for most of us. And I'll tell you what, hard for me too. Sometimes the anxiety that's produced from the waiting and anticipating of what might happen next, complicated by our wants and needs, seems daunting, excruciating, and downright confusing. What do we do while we are waiting in the hallway? Well, we all have had to wait in a waiting room in the hallway of our lives more often than we cared to, at least at the time. And then, with hindsight, we're able to see why we had to hold on, why we had to wait. Yet, when we are in the hallway or the waiting room, somehow we forget our past experiences that, after having looked back at them, came out just at the right time, when we were just in the right place, and everything came together better than we could have imagined. You know, I also saw something, I think this has been on social media too. God is most present and helpful to you in so many ways, so many times where he has removed people from your life, removed challenges in your life. And I want you to really think about that, because all of the things that you had wished for, maybe some of the things had happened, or you're in a job or a relationship or a situation where you're like, God, I just wish this would work out. Why isn't it working out? And then you need to end it, or it ends. Guess what? That's God doing God's job, taking away what isn't for you, so that there's a space for you to welcome what is for you. If we could all just carry that knowingness with us whenever a door closes, a relationship ends, when we lose a job or experience hardships, if we could all just hold on to the knowingness that everything will work out for us for our highest and best good. Nothing is on our timeline. I hope y'all have figured that one out. Nothing except how we choose to participate in our lives. Wouldn't that feel like complete and utter abundance if we could relax into the knowingness that everything we experience is just perfect for us, especially during the times that we wish things weren't happening? I want to share a prayer with you. And you you might call it an invocation, but it doesn't really matter how you refer to it. I think once you hear this, you will understand why it felt so important for me to share it with you. And if you like, you can look this prayer up on the internet and recite it every day to help you stay centered and connected. It's really one of the most beautiful things I've heard. And I hope this prayer, this invocation helps you. It's called the Abundance Prayer by Sophia Loren. Not the movie star, but there's another lady called Sophia Loren. I've never seen her face. I don't know if she is just as beautiful, but I can only imagine that if she wrote this, she's just as beautiful on the outside as well. She had been using this prayer for herself for the past couple of years, and she mentions that ever since she started, some very, very positive changes have happened. So here is her beloved prayer. From the light of the universe that I am, from the love of the universe that I am, from the power of the universe that I am, from the heart of the universe that I am, I decree, I dwell in the midst of infinite abundance. The abundance of universe is my infinite source. The river of life never stops flowing. It flows through me into lavish expression. Good comes to me through unexpected avenues, and God works in a myriad of ways to bless me. I now open my mind to receive my good. Nothing is too good to be true. Nothing is too wonderful to have happen. With the universe as my source, nothing amazes me. I am not burdened by thoughts of past or future. One is gone. The other is yet to come. By the power of my belief, coupled with my purposeful, fearless actions, and my deep rapport with the universe, my future is created, and my abundance made manifest. I ask and accept that I am lifted in this and every moment into higher truth. My mind is quiet. From this day forward, I give freely and fearlessly into life, and life gives back to me with magnificent increase. Blessings come in expected and unexpected ways. The universe provides for me in wondrous ways. I am indeed grateful, and I let it be so. I hope you have found today's episode helpful. You know, abundance comes in many forms. And you know what? You're very clear about the form that you want it to take. But look a little deeper. Understand that if you're looking for material abundance, think about what's underneath that desire. Maybe you just want security. Maybe you just want to be able to change how you see yourself. If you can afford that car, then maybe you're not that poor kid that grew up with nothing. If you want money, maybe you want to have a sense of freedom so you can indulge in life. If you want more love in your life, then maybe what you're really looking for is self-acceptance. There's always something underneath. And I am praying that you get delivered all of the infinite supply of whatever it is that you seek deep down inside. I wish you a wonderful day, a blessed week, And as always, live intuitively.
Thanks for listening to The Intuitive Therapist. If you like what you heard, the best compliment you can give us is to share this podcast with a friend. And be sure to give us some stars and a favorable review at Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen in.